The public domain is filled with many classic characters, stories, and songs, some largely forgotten, others more memorable. Artists are currently scrambling to create games and movies piggybacking off of the more beloved characters, primarily in the hope that they're able to make a quick buck. Steamboat Willie being a recent example of this. Why wouldn't you when a fucking movie like Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey can gross $5.2 million on a budget of $100,000? However, that's not to say that all public domain adaptations are bad. One prime example of it being utilized in an original and refreshing way can be seen within the work of American McGee, who in the year 2000 took the well-known cheery title of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and morphed it into a horrific, spine-chilling game. This game takes place in 1863 and tells the story of a traumatized Alice who's been brought to an insane asylum in a state of catatonia after watching her parents burn to death as a child. In this action-adventure slash platformer, you are tasked with diving deeper into Alice's decaying mind in order to defeat the Queen of Hearts and save Wonderland. A task much easier said than done. It goes without saying that American McGee, the creative director, designed a commendable, unique, and creative take on Lewis Carroll's original story. Immediately, the art style is captivating, swapping out the bright, dreamy aesthetic commonly associated with Wonderland to dark, grim, and gothic. Characters we all know and love like the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, and the Tweedleboys, rather than being portrayed as the whimsical icons we all know and love, are instead depicted as menacing, cruel, and unsettling. And yet, despite the game carrying out a significant difference in aesthetic from the Wonderland we all know and love, it never becomes overly disturbing, and still remains within the confines of the storybook overtone that depictions of Alice's adventures tend to undertake. However, originality and creative props aside, from a gameplay perspective, I personally found a lot of Alice to be frustrating, and there are multiple reasons for this. This is so lame. This was so... For starters, the enemies that you're up against are so horrendously annoying that it's borderline maddening. When you're not getting screamed at by banshees or carpet bombed by ladybugs, you're getting sucked up into these f***ed up mushrooms or thrown around by ants with muskets. He's got a musket! And they plaster some of these motherfuckers around when you're platforming, which in Australia is what we call a dog act. No, 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 no! There are times when combat can be a lot of fun, but for the most part it consists of running around and grabbing crystals to refill the blue bar on the right side of the screen. Additionally, Alice's hitbox is fucking huge. Kiting enemies, even just plain melee combat, can be unnecessarily dangerous. While the thrill of a treacherous up-close fight feels great, a lot of the time it just results in death. Not only that, but aggro doesn't disappear once it's triggered, so your only real option is to bear the brunt of killing everything. Are you f***ing serious, bro? Did she just... The platforming is fine, though at times I found it to be a nuisance. Given that Alice is only a frail girl, pulling herself up from a ledge is really slow. Though I can appreciate that sort of attention to detail, this often leaves you open to enemies. It can also be easy to overshoot your jumps when platforming. This was something I gradually got the hang of, but frustrated me towards the beginning of the game. At times, I found there to be a lack of adequate direction. A lot of the stages throughout Alice can feel like a daunting maze at times, as your designated route twists and turns chaotically. It doesn't help that certain areas of the game look borderline identical and blend in with one another. One thing that I did enjoy about the gameplay was the selection of weapons you have at your disposal. When it comes to an arsenal of weaponry in games, I'm a sucker for creativity. It's a contributing factor to why I hold games like Dead Rising 3 and Don't Starve Together in such high esteem. In Alice, the weapons, or toys as they're called, are very unique. and each have a practical use. My favorite toy was the ice staff, which utterly shredded through every enemy it went up against. Running around and spraying this thing made me feel like I was playing a round of Origins. With American McGee's depiction of Wonderland being as creative and diverse as it is, it's a shame that Alice doesn't encourage the player to explore, opting instead for stringent linear gameplay. Personally, I felt that the game would have benefited from incorporating collectibles or expanding further on the environment. Though I wasn't inherently expecting Alice to deliver more than it already did, I can't help but feel that Rogue Entertainment missed out on pushing an even more immersive experience.
I'm done. This game.
Yet despite its flaws, and yet despite how mad the game made me at times, I found a lot to admire from American McGee's Alice. Unlike many of the works from the public domain that have been revived, this game strives to be creative and original, unashamedly presenting an engaging, meticulously disturbing take on Alice's adventures in Wonderland. If the morbid experience that is this game sounds intriguing to you, and you're willing to set aside about 12 hours of your time, then I fully endorse the idea of grabbing this game and diving headfirst into the f***ed up inner machinations of Alice's mind yourself.